Hello everyone, my name is Corey Deuce and I'm excited to teach you about the electronics that we are going to be using in the RoboQuest robot kits. So in this video, I'm going to just start with a high-level overview of the main circuit boards and what they do. So there's 5 circuit boards that came with your kit. The main one that everything's built around is the Raspberry Pi 4. If you're not familiar with the Raspberry Pi, it's this circuit board up here. This is a small embedded Linux computer. It's actually really quite powerful for its size. It has a quad-core processor. This model has 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's got lots of USB ports, an Ethernet port, Wi-Fi radio, camera connectors. Pretty cool little computer. So this is the heart of the whole robot. This is what allows us to make the robot remotely controllable over the internet. Plugged into the Raspberry Pi is this board in the very center here that we refer to as the base, or sometimes the Pi hat. A Pi hat is just a generic term for a circuit board that plugs into a Raspberry Pi. So the base board is where you will plug in all of your custom sensors or off-the-shelf sensors, as well as things like servo motors, or you could plug in things like range finders or bumper switches, temperature sensors, things like that all plug into the baseboard. And I'll go into more detail in another video of what capabilities this board has. This board right here is the motor controller. It's responsible for driving the 2 motors that control the tracks of the robot. So the motors that drive the tracks have encoder feedback. So this motor control board gives closed loop speed control of those 2 motors. This board down here is the charger and power distribution board. It's responsible for charging the battery that it came with. So that blue lithium ion battery plugs into this. This board takes care of charging that battery, as well as gives the ability for the robot to monitor the current draw from the battery. This board also supplies power to the rest of the robot. This board right here is the user interface board. This board plugs into the Pi hat and gives us a pretty simple user interface to get status on the robot. So it has a little LCD display and some buttons, and on the display we can see information like the battery voltage, battery current, as well as networking status, so we can see if you're connected to Wi-Fi, which network you're connected to. Also allows for monitoring that connection